You know what? How about instead of spending your money on us, spend it on this. It's the MSG zone.
Is it too early for this mug?
It's never too early for this. Is that what I think it is? That's a lovely mug. Did you get that at the festival?
The fine folks over on that website came over at that event, and they said, Andrew, you're such a handsome boy. We're such a fan of yours. Here, take some swag. And they gave me bags and bags of inappropriate swag.
Oh, Andrew Zarian's here this morning. He's got his coffee with us. You're back. We haven't seen you since. Were you here on Friday? Probably.
I don't know. The last couple of weeks have been really a blur. Jeremy wasn't sick when I called in last time, I think.
All right, then it wasn't Friday.
Wednesday. It was Wednesday because I remember you led right into our interview with Mr. Kate.
So yes, and I thought it was Kate, Fightful Kate.
Yeah, that was the best. We were clearing that up with you in the back. You were just like, I'll show up when Kate shows up. I'm like, it's not the same Kate, right? And you're like, nope.
First of all, Jeremy, you sound great.
Oh, I sound awful. I feel.
Oh man, you could run an AM jazz station with that voice.
Now on the 58.9 AM smooth jazz coming at you.
Oh,
there you go.
Andrew,
and Joel, you look very handsome too.
Well, thank you. I am absolutely haggard. I have done nothing but care for a toddler for the last 5 days, and I have a week and a half left. So pray for me, everybody.
By yourself?
No, my wife is with me, but she has to work too. Our schedules kind of complement each other. We both work from home, but the last few days it's either been stuff's closed or we're just trying to, balance a baby between us. And it's a lot, but we're good. We're all good. So
it only gets harder from here, Joel. Remember that.
Once they have achieved true sentience, at least they can tell you what they want for a snack instead of making up words and you guessing. Milk? Nah.
Yeah.
Yogurt? Nah. Pancake? Nah. Goldfish? Ah. And then you get the goldfish and they're like, nah. And you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. And then eventually you take your kids to a wrestling show and they're demanding sushi from Tao. That happens too.
That's your fault. You gave them that expensive taste. Okay. That's not anybody else but you alone.
Yeah. We're going to Benihana's today.
Well, you keep putting yourself in this position.
Yeah. It's my daughter. It's for my daughter's birthday lunch that we do every year around this time because she's born on the 1st. So she's a New Year's baby. So we go to a restaurant and we're doing Benihana's this time.
Nice. That sounds like a really fun time. I look forward to your deal. Yeah, Joe Gacy's going to see my kid one day and get very confused.
All right. Let's stop with the niceties. Let's ask the real question here.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know why Andrew Zarian is here. The big story of the night. Zarian, did you run into Lisa Ann last night at Madison Square Garden?
I was texting her all night. We were talking the whole time. We were supposed to get together afterwards, but the kids wanted to leave. I was going to take a nice family photo with Lisa. She was a couple rows in front of me. I saw people. It's hysterical. I started getting messages like, "Oh, is Lisa with you?" And I'm like, "Who's?" I didn't put two and two together that like somebody would DM me and ask me if Lisa's hanging out with me. And I was like, and then finally I saw her picture because I think somebody sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh crap, Lisa! I forgot Lisa's here." We were talking about it last week when we had dinner. Weird universe I live in, really. And she went. She had these awesome front row seats. She was right in front of me.
Yeah, that was the big. I don't think anything else really happened last night.
That was the biggest story on the internet. That Lisa Ann was front row at WWE. I'm gonna send her this clip. I'll send her this clip after we're done so she can start laughing.
Product is hot. Lisa Ann's there.
Oh, of course. If Lisa Ann's showing up, it has to be hot.
Yeah.
This is absolutely going to be a shorts that we are going to have commissioned and made for this channel.
Yeah. Can I just tell you? I'm gonna tell you something about Lisa, and this is the God's honest truth. I've never met a woman so impressive in my life outside of my wife, of course. So impressive, just as a personality. Like, what a beautiful woman, inside and out. What a brilliant business person. I sit down and I have the greatest conversations with her every single week. I have that opportunity, and it's actually amazing. I think more people need to know what a brilliant person she is. Great marketer, great salesperson, unbelievable.
The fact that she's still, I mean, popular. I don't know if she's still active in the business, but she's still very popular among the circles that I see online. Says something about
One
her.
of the best talkers I've ever met. Great broadcaster.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you cleared that up. I thought you.
No, broadcasting.
Yeah. No, that's why I said I'm glad you cleared that up, just in case.
Yeah.
Some people,
Well, I produce her show, so I don't know if people know that I produce one of her podcasts that she does. So I got to know her from there. But it's actually it's wild when you get to meet certain people. You don't know them, and then you're like, oh wow, this is not who I thought you were. Not that I thought she was somebody terrible. Just we connected energy wise. I'm gonna get weird with that. We connected. She's coming over for Sunday sauce in a couple of weeks, which is going to be a fucking blast.
There it is. I was waiting for that. She didn't make it for Christmas dinner, though.
She didn't make it for Christmas dinner now.
All right, you got to stop making me laugh, Zarian, because I'm going to get even sicker.
I told you, my life is wacky, man. My life is wacky, and I tell people, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that don't believe many aspects of what I do in life. I
don't believe in
avant-garde life. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I do think I was sitting next to Artie Lang last night. If that's a big scoop too.
Oh, there.
Yeah, I mean,
depends what was Artie doing.
Watching wrestling.
Nope, not a scoop.
Not a scoop. Not a scoop.
There were people who were posting. Justin Barrasso. Let's real quick. He got his video of a bunch of stuff happening at the show at Madison Square Garden last night. I know that venue is very slopey, but man, that guy was sitting in row ZZ. Had to have been in the 400.
Yeah, he would. They put Barrasso up in the cheap seats.
What section? Do you know?
No,
I don't know, but I got. He took a video of Punk's entrance, and he was up there. Like he was.
Unless they put him in a press box.
Yeah,
maybe. You know what? It could have been. It could have been the suite. It could have been in one of the suites.
Good lord, those suites have awful vantage points.
Yeah, I want to see that photo.
You looked like you had good seats there. And by the way, thank you. I know I took this without credit. Hopefully you don't sue us or anything. Your shot of CM Punk as he's on the turnbuckle there with the crowd and everything. I used that as the thumbnail for the article.
You can take whatever I do. You could use whatever I do.
I figured, I was like, hopefully Zarian will be your tweets in there so everyone know it's from you. But I was like, hopefully Zarian will be okay with this. That's a great shot,
fun.
Though.
Section 118, they hooked us up. My kids got to do the VIP experience.
Yeah, you sent me a photo of something, and that was very sweet.
Me and Mommy.
Yeah.
And Dirty Dom. My son, of course, they walked in the room. They went berserk, okay? They went nuts because my daughter has the biggest crush on Dom, okay? Has like I think that's her first crush. I'm not even kidding you.
It's the hair.
Bad boys. Like
bad boys. Bad boys. And they like lit up, and my son is like, I can't believe I'm gonna meet Dominic. I can't believe I'm gonna meet Dominic. Dominic goes up and goes, "What's up, Domino?"
Yes.
And Rhea turned around and goes, "Dirty Domino, Daddy Domino." So we were calling him Domino for the rest of the night.
I hope that they bust that out on Raw and just you get a good pop out of that.
I get a good pop out of that. You guys could use it.
It's going to be an inside joke for like this audience. That's it. Everybody's like
Domino.
They're going to be the friggin' Leo DiCaprio. I know that one. I got that one.
Oh, by the way, so here's the photo. This is that was Justin's vantage point last night.
He's up there.
He's way up there.
That is not. I don't think that's the.
I think that's zoomed in, by the way.
Hold on. So I'm trying to see what side this is.
He looks like he's up there with like the Knicks championship banners or something. Like that's where it looks like he's at.
Oh, look, I can see Lisa Ann.
You look closely enough, you might see everybody in this picture.
Yeah, so I don't know. It may look farther than it actually is, because when I was taking the photos, it looked a lot farther because everything is wide angle now. Man, what a house!
Yeah,
17,000 people, close to, right? I don't know if WrestleTix hit the final
Yeah,
number.
let's see. Let me look and see what WrestleTix said for the
I know
final
they were
thing
over
here.
15,000 when the show started last night. So listen, they broke numbers, they broke gate numbers as is tradition, and that was a huge, huge show. I mean, they didn't fill the entire arena around because they didn't have it set up for it, but they kept adding sections. And listen, that show is always big every year, but this is one of the biggest ones of
Yeah.
past memory.
The only section they didn't fill is where that Tron was.
Yeah, directly behind.
And I spoke to someone, and what had happened was they had decided that if Punk was announced like 2 weeks prior, they would have most likely opened it up, and they would have done a smaller stage. I was shocked how big that LCD was behind them for the show, but that entire backside, that was the only thing not open. But you don't look there anyway, so it didn't really. But 16,000, 17,000 people in that building looked great.
WrestleTix had, this was at 3:00 yesterday. The setup was for 16,000, and they said the distribution was at 15,500. So I assume they probably got all those 16,000 out.
Yeah,
we'll call it between 15,500 and 16 there last night.
yeah, around 2:30, MSG sent out a massive text to, I guess, people in New York, if you're a season ticket holder or whatever, offering some really, really good seats for like $40. So I think they're at last minute they decided to open a whole bunch more, seeing what happens. It's the holidays, everybody's in the city anyway. City was bumping.
Yeah, I'm wondering how it's going to be this weekend when AEW comes to town for World's End. I know the tickets are
not the same. Not the same.
I know it's not the same. You're right before New Year's Eve.
Tickets,
if you can go into the tickets in a second. I was just going to say,
Okay.
right now it feels like the look ahead is to Sting's last match. It looks like everyone's more focused on getting tickets to that than they are to World's End for multitude of reasons. But yeah, what are the tickets like right now for World's End?
WrestleTix, the setup is for 9,775. The distribution is at 8,264. So that's
with walk-ups, it'll go over 10,000, I think.
You think so?
I think so.
I think you're going to be closer to that 9,000.
This is their last night of television. There's no collision for this week, so this is going to be their last night of television. You're going to get, they do the big mass announcements.
Well, they'll have
final
Rampage
week,
too, right?
Yeah, but that's taped.
I know. But I'm saying, like, unless they make Rampage like this huge can't miss thing and they load it up, you're right. It's Wednesday is the big show.
I'm going to criticize them for a little bit. I don't understand how they haven't announced that entire card. They wait very long to announce this full card. And, like, if you have 13,000 tickets sold for this event, great. You don't have to do crap. But MJF just went on Fox, local here, yesterday. And it moved like 140 tickets. Why haven't they done a major blitz for marketing? And this is something we spoke about last time they had a pay-per-view, where they all of a sudden they did a local market. I forgot what it was, and all of a sudden they sold hundreds of tickets and they filled that building up even more. There's a disconnect to me.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
I do want to know.
I know you guys want to talk about the Garden more.
Yeah, we want to talk.
Yeah.
So CM Punk, he's back. He still got it. His first match in nearly a decade. He's never wrestled in this past decade. He still got a chance. Beat Dom. Somebody had like the full fan cam footage, so I watched the full thing. Like, it was a fine house show match. I don't know what people were really expecting from this thing.
Were people critical?
I think people were just like, "Oh, it wasn't a 5-star match." It's like, what? It's a house show match against Dominic Mysterio. What do you?
Those are the people who have never been to a house show before.
Yeah. People just.
It was fun. It was fun. Right. He did a hokey, big selling of everything. Like he was getting Punk was flying around in that ring. Big selling. It's you're selling for the crowd. You're not selling for TV. Very different.
Yeah.
Oh, update. Final count is 15,831 for the Garden.
There you go.
Wow. They didn't do 16. Wow, they're in the mud.
I know, it's over. Can't believe it. There were 453 tickets available when seating map closed. It's worth noting that many of those were located behind the stage or labeled as limited view.
Like, that's still good for a house show. The Baltimore house show did well. Like, if all things considered.
And that was Randy Orton's return to Baltimore.
Yeah, LA Knight was kind of selling on that one. He's
it's Haggerstown. Yeah, he's Maryland guy.
Yeah, he's Maryland. I mean, that did over 5,000, which is, I mean, if you want to do comparisons, it's more than AEW is going to draw tonight for Dynamite. So, like, Baltimore house show did well. Okay, so Punk, yeah, it was a fine house show match, but it seemed like the atmosphere was really good. WWE, they did a lot of social media promotion. They showed Punk backstage. They showed him arriving to the arena. They showed him like being in the arena again for the first time. Like, what was just the atmosphere like for Punk?
The crowd, it wasn't like one of these nights where like every match they were chanting CM Punk, right? They would do it for rest holds. So the Becky match, Becky wrestled Zoe, in the opener, and it was like a rest spot, and the CM Punk chant started. And then there were like a lot of kids that, you got to remember, he hasn't wrestled there in 10 years, and AEW doesn't exist to many in that crowd. I had the people in my section, half of them had no idea that he was, they knew that he was gone. There was a "You Still Got It" chant, which I thought was hysterical when he came out and did like nothing. The building was a great crowd for everything. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was
Thank
convinced.
You, sorry, Jeremy.
What is happening?
Sorry, I got very distracted. My ADD kicked. I sent the picture to Joel, and then he responded with something and totally derailed me.
Wow, I'm never in on these.
Sorry.
You guys
I don't have your number. I don't have your phone number.
Here, I'll put it in the private chat. Joel has it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, put it in the main chat. Let people.
No, I don't.
Yeah, let everybody get it. Everybody get it. There we go. Ooh, a 555 number. 555. Great number. The atmosphere was great. It was a lot of kids. It was all families mostly in that building. But they made a big mistake. Okay, and I don't know if it was by design or what. Punk was abrupt. Like the match finished. I forgot what match. I think it was R-Truth and Omos, right? The match finishes, and then it just goes right into CM Punk. Like no announcement, nothing. Just his music hit, and it caught everybody totally off guard.
They were probably running behind schedule.
I don't know.
How the Garden is. You know how the Garden is. If you go a minute late, you're paying them fees.
You're paying that union fee. Guy comes out, he goes, "Give me the money in cash."
Yeah, and Punk has become like the whooping boy when it comes to just like, oh, we don't have enough time for your promo. Oh, we don't have enough time for your match. Oh, and he's just like, okay, that's cool. Happy to be here. So this is the test. They're just sending him right out.
It was very abrupt, but that crowd erupted. They were happy to see him. There was some boos, obviously there's going to be some boos, but man, they had a fun little match. Punk did, a house show match. It was fine. He fell out of a sharpshooter. He didn't really do that great. But here's my gauge. Okay, I have had a whole new perspective about professional wrestling, and I go based on how my kids are seeing it because that's how we all saw it originally, right? That's my meter. That's my taste meter right now. They really don't know much about CM Punk, right? They know the name. They know that he was in AEW. They know he's in WWE now. When they saw him come out, it was like they were lifelong fans. They were screaming CM Punk. They were chanting CM Punk. And, my wife turned around and she goes, it's interesting how they just naturally reacted to him and they know nothing about him.
They love the song.
And I go, it's the it factor. Sometimes you have it. It's difficult to tell. That is the difference between, people are like, well, why is he a main eventer? That is why. That is why certain people are in the main event. Sami Zayn was another one. My kids went nuts for Sami. Just certain people have that it factor that, you just connect with the audience, good and bad. He's one of those guys. And, I hope this lasts for them because they can make some really good money with him in that company. You're going to get some really creative, interesting opportunities that you didn't have a year ago.
He's happy.
Is he?
I mean, he certainly
He
gives
seemed
off
happy.
that vibe.
He's seemed happy.
He does seem happy. You know what? And this is the thing. This is the fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. If he was unhappy in AEW, okay, I get it. He was. That's his decision. That's how he felt. If he's saying he's happy in WWE and he's having a good time, and and it lasts, that's great. If he's not, then yeah, listen, shame on me, because I will have bought it because of the way he's been out there and the way he's been speaking and the way he's just been conducting. He's been much more active on social media. He's been much more willing to engage and do things without feeling like a total dick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just he was miserable in AEW. He said it himself. It's been reported numerous times that he was just not happy there. And now that he's in WWE again, that hasn't come out. That's not to say it can't, but it just hasn't. And that could be a yet. So it seems like he's having fun for now. Let him have fun. Let all of these guys and girls have fun. Just go and enjoy the job.
I need to know, Zarian, about the bull rope match. That seemed abrupt. Like that match felt like it went quickly based on just the timelines of when I saw people tweeting that it started and when I saw people tweeting that it ended. I was like, oh, this feels short for a bull rope match.
So they ran, I was surprised because I thought they ran like 2 more matches after the Punk match to get there, I think.
Yeah, Seth and Drew was the main.
Seth and Drew was the main. And then what was that? What was before Seth and Drew?
The bull rope match.
The bull rope match. And then what was before that?
Punk and Dom.
No. There was something else in between.
I mean, I'll.
Were you taking your vitamins, Andrew Zarian, during the show?
No, because I left. I didn't stay till the end.
No, there was nothing. There was nothing between. There was a Punk did his speech after the match,
and then you went into that,
and then they did the bull rope match.
Yeah, I could have sworn there was something else in between.
Wait, so you left after the Punk match? You didn't even see Cody?
I stayed for some of Cody. I didn't stay till the. I didn't. I was leaving as it was ending. I didn't stay for the main.
Fake fan Andrew Zarian, my God.
Wait till I tell Steven Jensen about this.
I'm in trouble now.
Jensen.
He did pull a reverse Jensen. That's my favorite Jensen stories. He legitimately went to Raw for Cody, and Cody was in like the opening segment, and he left Raw like half an hour in. He's like, "Well, I feel Cody, I'm out."
Got home before the third hour. It was
he got home before the third hour.
Well, I never stayed till the end. I think everybody knows that about me.
I mean, there was that one. Yeah, okay. You and I've stayed with you to the end of a show, but other than that,
you and I have stayed. Yeah, but I was out of my state. You know, I try to catch a train.
Yeah, not at home. Because Grand Slam, you didn't stay for the whole thing, the first one.
No, I was very concerned about my 7-minute ride back to Bayside, so I had to leave.
In fairness, that show went past midnight or like 11:55 or whatever it was. It was a late show.
You know, I get PTSD if I'm in that area past midnight. It reminds me of really terrible long inning Mets games that they lose. I have stayed till like the 13th inning for a Mets game, well after 11:30, and they've lost. But then I end up in the Delta Club and I just drink away my sorrows and wait for a car to come pick me up. But
so Andrew Zarian's right, by the way. Ricochet versus Bronson Reed.
Yes, there you go. That's what it was.
Nobody tweeted about this match. Don't blame me.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, because
blame people online who did not care at all about this match.
Poor Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
You know, though, I got to tell you, there will be a shift on that top level for WWE, because now that Punk's in, like, what does that mean for Damian? You know, he has that briefcase, and Punk is gunning for that top spot. I mean, it's just another person there.
It's gonna make everybody hungrier.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope so. I hope so. But I thought it was a fun show. My kids loved it. I'm going to AEW on Saturday, and that's more for me. But I loved it. You know what this is now? This is, people are gonna find this comment to be insane and not like it. Whenever I go with the kids, right, I treat it like it's medieval times. Do you guys have a medieval times?
And it's I don't know if we have one around here, but I used to go all the time.
We have.
Okay, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I get into it with them. I'm chanting. I get into the character. I'm booing. I'm doing all the right things for TV. My kids love that. I don't ever do that for like AEW. I don't do that for any other shows I go to with Rich. I sit there and I watch wrestling, but when I go with the kids, I actually I'm a fan, and it's so fun to do that.
Yeah, you're living it through their eyes.
Yeah, it's very different. It's a very different perspective, but I look at it like it's medieval times,
I get
That's
it.
the way to do it. Have fun, though. Have fun with it.
How dare I? Because someone's going to take a photo, and then they're going to go, you see Zarian is a shield for WWE?
Yeah, and then you'll get
paid for those tickets.
Exactly, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you're a journalist. Have some integrity."
Do you know who paid for those tickets?
Who paid for those tickets?
Not me, MFers. Not me.
That's the scoop right there. Andrew Zarian didn't pay for his own tickets.
Yeah, I'm done paying. I paid enough.
I'm not going to say it, but I was about to say something, but I'll text it to you anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So overall, it was a good show. You had fun. You were there with the family. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time. Fantastic. I love that building. It's so convenient for me because my office is like 5 blocks away. Joel, you saw my office. It's so close to the garden. So I went into work. I did some stuff, and I walked right. It's on my path home anyway. It's right above Penn Station. I'm going there every day. So I was like, perfect. I went inside and had a blast.
But no sushi in the box with Stephanie McMahon and Mike Johnson.
No. You're mixing up the stories.
Sorry.
The last time was Mike Johnson hanging out with Mike Johnson talking about the Mets.
The
time before that was hanging out with Steph and Nick Khan. Yeah.
Yeah. When they aired the 9/11 documentary for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I had a very nice conversation with Nick about how his family left Iran after the revolution.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you had a good time, Zarian. I hope AEW treats you well this weekend. And
you think they won't? You think they're going to be mad at me?
Well, I don't think they're going to be mad at you. I mean, like, treat you well from like a television perspective of like the show is good, not like treat you personally well.
I don't know if Tony likes me right now.
Although it'd be great if like they just like saw you show up and then took you into like a dark room or something and just started like a torture bit with you of like, saw you at the WWE show this week. What are you doing at their show and not promoting us and going on that nondescript show on Fightful talking bad about us and just start interrogating you.
It's Jericho.
I don't want to listen to that podcast to find out.
That's right. It's Jericho and his Painmaker get up. Just like,
oh, boy.
What were you thinking?
That'd scare the shit out of me.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember that Kids in the Hall bit? The 40-year-old dad. I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm 40-something.
Oh, oh God. It's been a long time.
That's who Jericho reminds me of when he dresses up like the Painmaker.
Oh, boy.
Just remember, don't sign the NDA. That's all you need to know, Andrew.
It's in your employee handbook. You don't have to sign one.
That's
right.
I have signed way too many NDAs for my own good, I'll be honest.
It's amazing that you can come on this show and talk at all.
Yeah. Not with wrestling. I don't have an NDA with wrestling, but I do have pinky promises. I have a bunch of pinky promises in wrestling.
Of course.
You don't have an NDA with wrestling yet. Just wait until this weekend. I'm telling you, they're gonna.
You think that's how I got in the building? They just hand out NDAs when you walk in?
When you get to the back, when they get you in for the press conference, instead of a bottle of water on the seat, it's going to be an NDA and a pencil, and you're going to be like, "Can I get a bottle of water?" And they're going to be like, "Sign the paper," and that's it. And it's going to be Tony Schiavone there, and he's going to be Tony, who's like nice dude, just going to be like, "Sign the friggin' paper," and Britt Baker's going to be right next to him, being like, "Yeah, sign the paper," because they're best.
I'm a little concerned about the scrum, because I want to attend it, obviously. But Joel knows when I go to an AEW show, I turn into an animal at one point in the evening. And I don't know if I would be in the mental state to be serious going into that scrum.
No, that's what the scrum needs, is someone who's not serious there.
I told Rich, I was like, listen, dude, I'm like, I asked this honestly. I was like, how mad would they be at the scrum? We just start making martinis? And we do the interview with like, I'm sipping a martini and I'm wearing like a tuxedo because it's New Year's, obviously.
Yep.
Or if I just go into Billy Joel ballads.
Can you ask?
Zarian, I'll feed you.
Ask questions in the form of a Billy Joel song.
What's the matter, Tony Khan, with your TV?
You get Tony Storm and you ask her to sing us a song.
That would be great. That would be great.
Yeah. That gimmick that Tony Storm is doing is my absolute favorite, and I love that it has RJ's fingerprints all over it.
It's RJ Storm. It's Tony City. That's what it is.
Yeah, Tony City. I absolutely love it. I'm disappointed I'm not going to see any of you guys. I don't know who's going to that show, like the journalists. Kate's going. Okay, yeah. Kate told me last night.
Journalists? I don't know.
Listen, I'm not a journalist.
Exactly. Well, you said who's coming from the journalists.
Yeah, I want to know, like, who's the big shot? Who's the big wig? There's no Sean Ross Sapp there. There's no David Meltzer.
Well, that's because, like, again,
that's you. You take that mantle this weekend.
That's pathetic. That is pathetic.
I listen. I don't know this for sure, but it feels like Brandon Thurston would make the drive. We talked about this before. Like, it's almost cost prohibitive for most of us to go unless we live in the tri-state area, because I looked at flights. We went through this last week. It was like $500 Canadian return. And for most of us, we're not making a ton of money off
crazy,
this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm not going to do that. Whereas I can go to Vegas and, like, you want to talk about people who are doing their rollouts for matches and getting buzz. Like, yeah, listen, I know people are going to be like, TNA shill Joel Pearl over here, but, like, they're rolling out matches at a good rate. They're making announcements at a good rate. And our friend Issa wants to fight you. So you should fight her.
Is she here?
She's always here. She lives here.
Yeah, she's in the chat.
Is she in chat? I don't see it. Did my chat break?
She's up on Twitter.
Is Issa in town?
It's on Twitter. Issa, are you going to be at the show? Fight her. Fight.
Put that on paper.
I miss her. She's nuts.
She is.
She's one of my favorite people in the world. I could say terrible things to her, and she takes no offense to it, and she just threatens to stab me. It's so good. Sometimes you meet people that you can connect to with on that level. Listen, I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for that show. I haven't been to the Coliseum in many, many, many years. They've updated it. I just hope that the show doesn't run till 1 a.m. But regardless, I'll probably end up in that.
Won't.
I hope not.
No, the show will end by midnight. The press conference will run until at least 3.
Yeah, I got to figure out calling that Uber back home.
So yeah, that's something that we make fun of, is the length of the times of AEW pay-per-views, but, like, it's only happened once where they've gone over, and I shit you not, 3 hours, 58 minutes, and I think 59 seconds is their whole gimmick, where they always go off the air on time, except for the one where they were going up against, what was it, Heat versus Celtics?
Heat Celtics, game 7. Yeah.
So that was the one where they had to push and push and push because the game was on. Other than that, they're a 4-hour pay-per-view. They had the 0 hour and all that, but the pay-per-view itself will run until 11:55 or whatever it is Eastern time. And then your scrum is going to go as long as Tony feels like talking,
and then the scrum doesn't start until 12:55.
Yeah, that part is the worst.
Yeah. And then
I'll get my second wind. Second wind sometime, and
I'd legitimately have, like, a cup of coffee between the main event and the scrum, because I need it to cover the scrum. Like, I got to have a cup of coffee at midnight to cover this scrum. It's annoying.
Well, you're staying up to do it, right? Because you gotta like report on this.
Sadly.
Yeah, that's hard, man. That's hard.
Tell Sean Ross Sapp to give me a raise.
I
can't ask anymore, but if other people ask for
I think you should get a raise. I think Joel should get a raise too.
Well, let's not go that far.
From your lips to God's ears, let's go.
I think you need an OnlyFans, Joel. That's what you need.
Oh boy,
you need to go down that.
I have Cameo now.
You could do this.
I can
this
do
could
that.
Be nice for you.
Not do well with that. I only have so much time in the day given my circumstances, but yes, I am on Cameo. I need to start actually doing the Cameo promotion, but yes, I am there. I think I'm like $5 to do a Cameo for you. No feet stuff. It says that in my bio. No feet stuff.
Coward.
But hand stuff is on the table.
Hand stuff over the shirt. Yeah, we can do that. We can talk about that. Might be a little more. Businesses, you're
petting.
Jesus Christ.
Middle school petting.
Petting. Yeah.
That's how far we're going on this.
Heavy petting. There you go.
Yeah, heavy petting. No, I'm looking forward to it.
Wilchison sent a super chat saying, why do y'all think it takes AEW to the last minute to put a card together? Sometimes it feels like Vince in his last days of booking. And again, this is something Jeremy and I have talked about quite often with AEW, is that they'll wait for the last couple of weeks to announce the full card, but they'll start with at least 1 or 2 anchor matches and then fill it out in the last couple of weeks of TV. I'm not a big fan of that. I wish there was just more storytelling going on with the announcements of the matches instead of leading to the match announcements. But it's just, it's a bit frustrating to me. It feels like they know their fan base is entirely online, so they can kind of piece it together through the online universe that they've cultivated. I don't think they need to go that way, though. I would prefer that they start building matches, announcing them on TV with weeks to go, and get us there. That's how I am.
Well, I think the Continental Classic kind of impacted because there's one match that they can't announce until
tonight.
Stupid. Yeah. I still hate that. That's
happening.
I think it's I think it's dumb that it's happening now, but I equally think that it's dumb that they started the build for it during the Continental Classic. It basically gave it away without giving it away. People go like, "No, we didn't know for sure," and he's in the Gold League.
Yeah, but I think I think there's a reason for it.
Joel's mad at something that I don't know why I know what you're mad at, Joel, but we're just talking about like the Classic, and they can't announce the Continental Classic final until tonight.
Zarian was talking about the other match that's coming out.
The other match.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, we're talking about the other match.
Okay.
Yes. That's what we're talking about. That's that.
Oh, all right. Sorry, I missed
the finals. The finals of the Continental Classic. I'm fine with that. Like whoever it is, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
It's getting ahead of putting a triple threat together with one of the people who is most likely going to be in another match on the pay-per-view card that you've basically given away. That is what really annoys me and others as well.
All right, fair. Sorry, I apologize.
No, but, I mean, they could have still. I mean, they've announced. What did they announce so far for this? Obviously, the Continental Classic final. MJF Samoa Joe.
Tony Storm Riho.
Julia Hart Abaddon.
Okay.
Julia Hart Abaddon. Edge and Christian.
I love Abaddon, by the way.
Hook and Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, so they have announced a bunch of matches.
Hook and Yuta might be on like the pre-show. FTR issued the challenge to House of Black. I assume that gets official tonight. Maybe there's a trios match. I don't know. I think for me, the big kind of issue, one, not having a Sting match is, I feel like Sting should be on like any and every card possible in the run up to his retirement, because he's clearly a draw, and he's clearly like, this might be your last time seeing him at this venue, this show, because he's done in March. So not having a Sting match, I'm still baffled there was no Sting match appearance for Winter is Coming, but I'll move past that. I think there should be a Sting match for this show, because it might be his last match in New York. Like, that seems like a big deal. I don't know. So
that's a huge deal. I mean, Sting is not really known for wrestling in New York ever. Right. But however, WCW used to run the Coliseum every now and then. Like not often. WCW, let's see, Nassau Coliseum. I never. Yeah, no. They ran that Nitro where Big Show was arrested in the lobby of the Marriott. He knocked some fan out, and then they let him go because the fan was actually the instigator. Do you remember that?
I do not remember this at all. But
I think that's the one. It was like August of 90. No. It was like November of 98. Was that the one? Someone has to know this in the chat. I'm sure someone with a better memory than me. But he got arrested in the Marriott Hotel.
I got to look this up.
So on the Sting front, he's wrestled in New York with the Grand Slam shows with AEW. So people have seen him there. But again, this might be the last time you get to see Sting in New York. And yeah, WCW didn't run New York often or anything like that. But if you're a fan anywhere and like this is your last chance to get Sting, like that's a selling point to me. Like I would want to go to the show for that. That's a selling point to me.
Yeah. I would love to. I mean, I think for many it is. I don't know. I don't know why they don't do it that way. Maybe Sting was traveling for the holiday. Maybe that's why he didn't want to wrestle. He didn't want to show up. He want to take off.
He's training his son how to wrestle so that he can wear the mask and the face paint and take over And instead of doing AI Sting, it's going to be Steve Borden Jr. takes over the Sting moniker.
Well, his son is wrestling. Darby.
Oh, Darby's Everest training right now.
Is it training or has he done the climb? Is
No, training.
No, the
He's
climb.
training.
Yeah, the climb is in like April.
Right.
Why does he want to do that?
Because
Why
crazy.
does he want to do that? Yeah.
Awesome. He says he wants to plant like an AEW flag. I don't know if that's a hypothetical flag or theoretical flag. He wants to plant the AEW flag. So that way, when other climbers get to the top, they like AEW. And then when they come back down, they're all AEW fans again.
That's
Listen, you got to market somewhere.
That's
great marketing. That's more marketing than other people.
More marketing they've done for their, more marketing than they've done for this New York show. I'll tell you.
Good Lord. We're coming to Kilimanjaro. We're gonna
what when they go to Everest, when they run a show at the bottom of Everest, oh, they're gonna pack the house there, baby.
The Sherpas are gonna be there.
In Sting shirts.
That's right.
Oh, meet some Sean Ross Sapp.
How's it going, guys?
Oh,
Hi, Sean.
How are you? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
You too. Jeremy,
Sean.
are you still going to eat the, 20 eggs?
30.
It was 30.
30. Okay, 30.
I would still like to do it. The problem is I have been sick.
I'm aware of this. I had a pizza delivered to your room before this crucial game. And I wanted to make sure that you got food poisoning because I want to see if you got heart. Do you got heart?
I've been sick, and now like I don't know if I'm in the best spot to do this. My wife is already messaging you to tell you to revoke my access because I'm trying to work while I'm not feeling well. And she's like, save him because he's too stupid to save himself. I like this from Louis. Give Jeremy a raise based on how many eggs he eats. I'll eat
10 cents an egg.
That's
10 cents an egg.
10 cents an egg.
How about however many? Quit coughing into your hand like a pleb. Cough in your elbow. Good God. No wonder you're sick. You're going to get everybody else sick. Anyway, however many eggs Jeremy eats is his salary for that year.
By like, how much are the eggs worth? Like $1? $10?
Let's go 500.
So each egg is worth $500, and that's my salary for the year. Oh, that's a great deal for the entire year. All right, hold on.
No,
don't do it. Don't do it.
If that were the case,
ruin you.
If that were the case, your boy would be made.
How many eggs do somebody math for me? I can't math.
What are you trying to do here? Because your 30 egg gimmick is going to fail miserably at $500 an egg.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
It's $15,000 for the year.
I mean, you could. You could $500 an egg. You could eat 100 of them for $50,000.
There you go, 100 eggs, and you got to do it in one waking day, not one sitting. So 124-hour.
One waking day. So I'd have to eat 100 eggs for 50,000.
Yeah.
100 eggs in a day.
Dude, you're gonna. It's like that. It's like that Wii contest where that woman drank too much water and she died. That's what's gonna happen to you.
But
she ate too many eggs. Well, she didn't pee as well.
Yeah, that's silly.
So Jeremy is not allowed to fart the entire time.
What? All right. So one waking day though. So what if I just like eggs and G Fuel? What if I go like 48 hours like awake?
Unless Vinny gets us some money for that.
Yes. That's a video that needs to be monetized heavily for us to do it. Maybe your wife would like to take a life insurance policy out.
You should have Vinny Pacifico actually there as your hype man throughout the whole process too.
Look at this. Everyone's just coughing on air now. This is great.
Except Jeremy's
I'm at least muting my mic.
Jeremy's like this.
I'm at least muting my mic. Sean over here. Rudy Gobert. Just COVID isn't real.
Care.
Just touching everything.
Just acting like my child, coughing in his hands, covering everything with it. Ugh, gross.
Well,
so yeah, this is
great chat, everybody.
Yeah. Good show.
We had a good show.
Thanks.
We've made it this far. 109 episodes, and this is what we got.
Andrew, are you heading to any of the shows this week?
Yeah, I was at MSG last night.
Lucky.
Yeah, it was nice.
I'm
and
going
then I'm
Watch your
going.
product, Sean.
You're going next year?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You have you gone to an MSG show?
Never. I've never been to MSG. I don't think I've ever been to MSG. Yeah.
Do the
Sean,
tour.
when you come, let me do the tour. Let me just take you to all the spots.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna hate it. It's gonna be wonderful. Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Yeah,
I mean-
you'll hate it and love it at the same time. All the key places you got to go to before. We'll go to. You know what? This is what we'll do. We'll go to Nick and Steph's for dinner. We'll get a nice steak. We'll go to Nick and Steph's, and then we'll go to the Flying Cock. That's across.
By that he means that Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon are going to personally invite us.
Yes.
For dinner.
Yeah, that's what we.
Yeah.
That's what always happens.
That's the thing. So
No, Nick and Steph's is an actual steakhouse.
I'm
No,
aware.
we were aware, but this is better
okay.
if you think about it this way. It's a charcuterie board just to get you in the door.
So
yeah, they gave me a charcuterie board.
there's nothing about New York that can scare me, because the one time I've been to New York, I rode in a vehicle with Demon Diva while she was driving, and she does not drive much. So there's nothing that there's nothing worth fearing.
I'm so sorry you experienced that. That's how we get people to leave.
Even she
but I am
left after that.
She left. She went back to Puerto Rico. She
did.
left this country.
She did. It's still America. What's wrong with you?
America. It's still America. It's
You
still
got
America.
something against Puerto Rico, Andrew Zarian? What's going
Listen,
on
I have
here?
Puerto Rican kids.
I'm just saying. You're going to have to explain things to them.
You know, I try to explain to them that they're Puerto Rican, and it's, you know, like they don't speak the language. So I'm trying to get them to learn from their grandmother, and their grandmother's refusing to teach them and has the patience to teach them Spanish. But I'm trying to get them to embrace it a little bit more.
You got to get them on that Duolingo gimmick.
Dude, I should, yeah. But I'm going to World's End. I'm also going there.
Okay, nice. So
John, what should I ask in the scrum? I want to ask something in the scrum.
Ask why they haven't fired Velveteen Dream yet.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
It's okay. You'll be asking plenty of questions to Nick Nemeth that night. It's okay.
Oh yeah, Nick Nemeth, the debut.
The devil, Nick.
The devil.
Nemeth.
He's the devil. Yeah,
He's the devil.
He's the devil.
I think they reveal it this week.
Yeah,
they have to.
at World's End, or
Mhm.
Big reveals this week.
I hope they do it on Rampage and they make everyone watch Rampage just to get the reveal of the devil.
And no matter what it is, people are going to be disappointed. It doesn't matter.
Well, what if it's Goldberg?
What if it's Goldberg?
Punk?
What if it's CM Punk and he's got a dual contract? We've seen it's possible. Kushida just proved that.
That would be the World's End. That would be the World's End.
There it is. Every show, just like the new era coming to AEW was the rated R superstar era. Now we're going to do the end of the world is CM Punk coming back to claim what's his. And that's everything. And an NDA.
And an NDA. I wouldn't expect to hear, I mean, completely separate of that, I wouldn't expect to hear CM Punk really talking about much AEW related.
Well, he's got an NDA, Sean. It was in
he's got an NDA associated with that. He doesn't have an NDA associated with talking about anything with AEW.
Well,
he's got an NDA.
Have you checked his employee handbook? How do you know?
No, I can read the contracts though. I do have a couple of copies of those. Not his.
Not his. Let him go be happy. Let him go smile and enjoy the ride. He hasn't wrestled in 10 years before last night, so this was a big deal for him at MSG.
Yep.
Honestly rules that either the way I look at those, you still got a chance, is either the fans are like, hey, we haven't seen this guy wrestle in 10 years, which is funny, or he got it after like throwing punches. And so it's like, yeah, you still got that right hand that's the last thing we heard from you throwing.
Well, based on what we saw, if they only watched the UFC, they might not have known that.
Yeah, true. They never seen him land that strike.
I remember when I did the show with Riddle, and I mean, he was certainly qualified to speak about this. You can say what you want about him now, but he's like, how many strikes do you really think he's getting off in practice with the people? Because CM Punk trained with as good a people as he could geographically. Like, he did not slack off in that regard. Like, he was training with like the Pettis brothers and Tyron Woodley and people like that. And man, I wonder. Yeah, I've got a lot of questions about that whole situation. But.
You think he's more likely to talk about his UFC career or his AEW career?
AEW.
Really? Okay.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think that he would necessarily say it negatively either. I think that what's going to happen is we're going to see Punk probably lighten up an awful lot about this situation because he's back where he probably needed to be and wanted to be to begin with. And, you know, it's a sucky journey that took him there. But, yeah, I think that he'll probably soften on a lot of things over the years as I'm sure this run will be successful. So, anyway, goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye. He always comes in, and the second we start talking wrestling, he's out. God bless.
No one cares about wrestling. Who cares?
It's true. Nobody really ever wants to talk about wrestling, and I get it. Like, what are we doing here? There's in the weeds doesn't mean anything.
dude, I've done a wrestling show for 12 years, and we don't talk about wrestling.
Yeah. It's just bits.
Just bits.
Basically.
Here's my bit. Why didn't Byron Saxton do the Chelsea Green Samantha Irvin announcement last night? Because Byron Saxton was doing the ring announcing. All I wanted to hear him do was Chelsea Green and just watch everyone be like, what the f was that? But they couldn't.
Punk tried to take Byron Saxton down. Byron showed good takedown defense.
Byron
that would have been the only takedown he's ever landed.
Byron is just a superstar person and a superstar athlete. The guy should have been champion 20 times over. But they just didn't give him that. He was too nice for the business. That's what they're going to say when he inevitably, when he decides to go.
Who, Byron?
Yeah, when Byron retires, they're going to be like, he's
Very
too
nice
nice for the business.
Yeah.
That's why he wasn't world champion.
You think Punk's getting the title?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Is he the real world champion?
I hope he pulls it out of a red bag the next night on Raw when he does.
I hope so. I hope so.
It's not going to get a pop, though. He couldn't even get a pop for punching people in the face backstage.
That's true.
He's going to care about this red bag.
That's true. Maybe if it's next Christmas time, he'll pull it out of a red bag and people will think he's Santa. Santa Punk is coming to town.
Santa Punk would be good.
There were a lot of kids that had no idea who he was, which was interesting.
Again, I've said this 100 times. Like, Punk is very popular with a very specific fan base, one. And two, like his WWE return, not everyone kept track of what was going on backstage in AEW because a lot of them also don't keep track of what's going on backstage at WWE. Like, this wrestling news bubble is so small yet so loud, but it's not the be-all end-all of wrestling experience. It's just not. So, like, people are just excited to see him in a WWE ring.
Great awkward silence from everybody.
Yeah,
I love it. That was great.
All right, let's I don't want to kick Andrew Zarian off, but let's try to do an hour by ourselves here, Joel, and let Andrew Zarian attend to actual business and not this silly show.
No, I'm going to Benny. I'm getting my kids dressed and we're going to Benihana's now.
There you go. That's much more
Very
fun.
serious.
I told Jess that she's driving back. So I'm just going to get fucking loaded at 1:00 in the afternoon. That's my plan today.
It's your daughter's birthday.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a reason to celebrate.
Happy birthday.
No. Her birthday's on the 1st. Her birthday's on the 1st.
Fair.
Yeah.
This is
birthday's
for her birthday. Could you just imagine? Happy birthday, sweetie. You weren't the accident in the family.
Thank you for joining us, Andrew Zarian.
Love you guys. Listen, Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Have
We'll
fun celebrating New Year's with AEW because by the time that scrum ends, it will be midnight.
I'm gonna feed you questions.
It's my daughter's birthday when I get back home.
That's right.
I'm gonna feed you questions during the scrum.
Can it be like Impractical Jokers where you're just feeding me ridiculous questions and I have to read it live?
Yeah.
That would be a great Fightful exclusive, huh?
That's
a great bit.
You got Just sit on the phone, do that. But not a Bluetooth headset. You need to have like the iPhone, the white earbud. Not even like I know you're
just dangling.
One dangling. It'll look like that because they'll put the camera on you and you'll have your headphones in and you'll just be like, hold on 1 second. My question for you, Tony, is, and you're just sitting there like an old-timey news reporter getting the news.
This just in, Tony Khan And then it's whatever ridiculous
Whatever
question.
the question is. Yeah, exactly. Why is the scrum still going? It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's gonna be my question. Can you just ask him to end this thing? It's gonna be like 2:30. I'm like, Zarian, please just tell him to end it. Tell him you have plans.
I'm getting word from the studio. It's time to end the show, Tony. Time to end this. We're past. We're running over.
Could you imagine? That would be fantastic. Oh, well, if the truck says we got to go, then I think we got to go. Anyone have any last minute questions? And then you just raise your hand and be like, why aren't we off the air yet?
So good. All right, boys.
Thank
Love you
Andrew.
guys. I'll see you next year.
Take care. We love you much.